Is Lucasfilm on the brink of collapse? In 2024, we're witnessing the fallout from the disastrous ratings of the Acolyte, leaving Disney CEO Bob Iger scrambling for damage control amid a growing boycott of the Star Wars brand. What led to this moment? Did Kathleen Kennedy's leadership finally catch up with Disney? Or is Iger's frantic response just a band-aid over deeper issues? With Iger's contradictory statements about a small margin versus a growing number of dissatisfied fans, it's clear there's more than meets the eye. Join us as we dive into the chaos unfolding at Lucasfilm and what this means for the future of Star Wars. Will Iger's claims of transparency restore faith in the franchise, or is it too little too late? Let's find out. As we look at 2024, it's evident that Lucasfilm is in utter disarray following the catastrophic ratings of the Acolyte. The financial resources allocated to this project have not only failed to yield positive results, but have also exacerbated the situation for Kathleen Kennedy and the Disney executives who approved the initiative following the direction of Bob Iger. Now, amid the turmoil and the ongoing backlash from fans, Iger finds himself engaged in frantic damage control. Since Kathleen Kennedy assumed control of Lucasfilm in 2012, after Disney acquired the company, the trajectory of the franchise has been steeply downward. While there was some optimism following the 2015 release of The Force Awakens, the franchise has faced a series of challenges since the release of The Last Jedi in 2017. This has led to increasing dissatisfaction among fans. In response, Bob Iger has become increasingly defensive, often resorting to contradictory statements that reflect a lack of genuine accountability. He continues to address the narrative surrounding the ongoing Star Wars boycott, attributing the dissent to a variety of factors while avoiding the deeper issues at play. Let's dive deeper into the situation. As Bob Iger scrambles to regain control over the fallout from the ongoing boycott, he's faced with the daunting task of addressing the various issues plaguing multiple Disney properties, particularly Star Wars. Iger recently attempted to quell the rising tensions surrounding Lucasfilm and the significant backlash stemming from the Acolyte by issuing a statement aimed at the fans. In his address, Iger emphasized his commitment to transparency for both the audience and the shareholders, specifically focusing on Lucasfilm, which he deemed one of Disney's most valuable divisions. He acknowledged the persistent criticism facing the company, framing it as originating from what he described as a small margin of the core customer base. According to Iger, this small faction has been propagating a false narrative about Disney, suggesting that their dissatisfaction stems from the company's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Iger claimed that these individuals are not just expressing personal opinions, but are actively attempting to sway others away from the Star Wars brand. He portrayed this as not only a disservice to the beloved franchise, but also as an affront to the many creators and talented individuals involved in their projects. He argued that this pushback against the values of diversity and inclusion is damaging to the very culture they strive to promote within their workforce. Iger characterized the current state of affairs as a troubling moment for Disney, claiming that it's unacceptable for a segment of their audience to misrepresent the company's intentions and values. Iger reiterated his stance, stating firmly that Disney does not engage in culture wars or promote any specific agenda, particularly within Lucasfilm, which is rooted in the legacy of George Lucas. He expressed concern that the individuals perpetuating a negative narrative about Disney and its Lucasfilm division are harming the company's image. He urged everyone to allow the products, particularly those under the Star Wars brand, to speak for themselves. This statement, however, raises eyebrows given that Iger has previously made similar claims prior to the releases of The Acolyte, The Rise of Skywalker, and even the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, which faced criticism for its portrayal of characters, especially the character Reva. What's particularly striking is the growing number of fans distancing themselves from the Star Wars franchise, a trend that seems to be gaining momentum regardless of Disney's efforts to improve their offerings. Iger's comments reflect a struggle to reconcile his statements. He initially referred to the dissenters as a small minority of the core customer base, but later acknowledged the presence of a larger group of dissatisfied fans. This inconsistency highlights a lack of clarity and perhaps an acknowledgement of a broader discontent within the fan community. By framing the situation in this contradictory manner, Iger appears to be grappling with the reality that many loyal fans feel alienated by recent decisions and creative directions taken by Disney and Lucasfilm. His robotic, corporate messaging may only further alienate those who are already disenchanted with the brand, suggesting that he's out of touch with the sentiments of a significant portion of the fan base. In his concluding remarks, Bob Iger seemed to acknowledge the discontent among fans while simultaneously downplaying the issues facing Lucasfilm. He expressed pride in upcoming announcements that he believes will resonate with loyal followers of the Star Wars franchise. He emphasized Disney's ongoing commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion in their future films and television projects, framing it as a positive development that opens opportunities for the talent they hire. However, he also lamented that a significant portion of their core audience has fallen victim to what he described as false narratives about the brand, which he claims are creating unnecessary division. This shift in language is notable, initially referring to dissenters as a small margin. Iger later escalated his claims, acknowledging a large portion of dissatisfied fans. This inconsistency suggests a struggle to articulate a coherent message about the company's challenges. Iger dismissed accusations of an agenda or ideology as being made by individuals who might not fully grasp the implications of their claims. He reiterated that Disney's mission has always been to produce entertainment that appeals to a diverse audience across different age groups and backgrounds. Yet his insistence that support for DEI does not equate to an agenda raises questions. Many critics argue that prioritizing DEI over solid storytelling and character development can indeed come off as an agenda, impacting the quality of the content produced. This perspective highlights a fundamental tension within Disney's current approach. While aiming to promote inclusivity, the focus may inadvertently lead to narratives that sacrifice depth and substance in favor of representation. This ongoing debate reflects the broader cultural conversations taking place within the entertainment industry and may further alienate segments of the fanbase who feel that their concerns are not being addressed. The crux of the issue lies in the prioritization of messaging over storytelling. When a company emphasizes a specific agenda at the expense of crafting engaging narratives, it becomes evident that their focus has shifted. Bob Iger's assertions that Disney does not engage in culture wars or promote an agenda come across as disingenuous, especially considering the evident efforts to align their content with particular social messages. Looking at 2024, there have been some notable exceptions to this trend. For instance, Inside Out 2 performed exceptionally well at the global box office, and it seems this success can be attributed to a relative shift away from agenda-driven content. Similarly, Deadpool 3, featuring Ryan Reynolds and directed by Sean Levy, also thrived because the creators pushed back against Disney's typical approach. Their insistence on creative freedom resulted in a film that was not heavily influenced by Disney's overarching messaging. However, while these films indicate that audiences respond positively to less agenda-driven content, Disney continues to struggle with learning from both its failures and successes. The company appears to be more focused on immediate gains rather than understanding the broader implications of its content choices. Instead of reflecting on what resonates with fans, Disney often seems more concerned with catering to influential shareholders like BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, who shape many of their strategies. As we wrap up, let us know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the current direction of Lucasfilm and Disney's handling of the Star Wars franchise? Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to Movie Saga for more updates and in-depth discussions on all things entertainment. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.